Hey guys, Clay here from Ham Shack Down. Hey, today I wanted to go over some of the frames that we have for our radio management system and give you a little bit closer look at what we have going on and some of the modifications that we've made so far. I want to really encourage you guys to go over to the Buy Me a Coffee at Ham Shack Down, and that'll really help support the channel for what I have going on, and it'll also kind of help out with the development of the radio frames. And I will also be having, there's a shop on the Buy Me a Coffee site that you can purchase some of the prototypes. I don't want those to go to waste as we kind of go through the process. Some of the modifications that I made to certain frames are just, width, length, or not width, but like length and certain cutouts to get functionality of the radio. So I don't want, these to just sit around and, like I said, kind of go to waste. So I will be making the prototypes that we have available on the Buy Me a Coffee site. There will be a discount for signing up. I know there is a membership involved, but the cost is pretty low, and I do offer discounts for the members, and that's going to be kind of like my outlet to kind of distribute these things right now prior to me starting up a full-blown entity for them. So I do have some names and some different entity structures in mind of how I want to kind of move forward with this, but I haven't gotten to that point yet. So they're going to be just unbranded prototype models that are completely usable, and that's why I'm making this video and offering them up. I have the 817, the 8800, and the 78 and 7900. I have just a select few of these things available right now. I'm kind of working out some of the details as far as coatings, colors. My goal was to kind of veer away from the powder coat and kind of do a Cerakote finish. I also want to try and experiment with anodizing the next round with the 8800 and the 817, 818 frames. So yeah, go on over to our Buy Me a Coffee site and check it out. The support would be great. I'm going to put this video out on YouTube, and I'm also going to make another video similar to this, for TikTok and that. But I'll be posting some pictures and some other stuff and details. I'll do some more information on the radio management system pack here shortly, but I'm going to kind of get you a closer view of some of the radio frames and the color selections that we kind of have so far. So I'll bring you in a little closer here and kind of show you what we have going on. All right, so starting right to left, this is the frame for the 78 and 7900 Yaesu. That's a dual band radio. As you can see, there's some cutouts. If you don't want to run this with a pack, you have the little cutout there for visibility of the screen. And then you'll also notice that we have these cutouts on the side, which gives you nice, easy access to kind of get, with gloves or without gloves, to kind of get fine adjustments with some of the knobs and access to, your squelch and your volume selector. So it's kind of nice having that. We did wind up running the slots in here that will fit the M4 M-Lock mounting hardware, and the hardware that's going to be on the pack. And if you want to run it separately, the little brackets that we have to mount some of the relocation cables, there'll be two different versions, one for the pack system and one for just the frame itself. Moving over, we have the 818, the 8800 and the 8900. This one here, same thing. You have the cutouts on the top. One of the modifications that we did was this hole in the center here. We actually expanded that a little bit so that we could get the cables directly out the side there rather than kind of going down to the top part here or at the bottom. So that opening is a little bit bigger. So that was one of the modifications that we made. On the 8800, 8900, you'll see that we have a little bit deeper cutouts on the sides here. so that you can get access to the squelch. So you have the volume control and the squelch. You're able to kind of get in there. This is a newer frame. This frame here is also for an 8800, but we didn't have these cutouts on the side deep enough to kind of get access to the squelch on the radio right here in this area. So that was one of the modifications. So this frame will be available, but just kind of knowing that moving forward, that modification has been made, and we'll be selling this frame. I mean, it's completely usable, and I don't want it to go to waste. So this one here has a little bit different design so that you can access, you know, all the functions of the radio. This frame will be available on the Buy Me a Coffee site. It's totally usable. You have access to all your ports. On this one as well, we made this opening on the side here a little bit bigger. And then the other modification was this little cutout right here. This is going to go back about, I don't know, a quarter inch or so, just so that you can get a little bit better access to the knobs right underneath here. But this is a really cool frame. Kind of give you a better look here. This side here, the opening is a little bit bigger because you have the BNC connector, just so you can kind of get your fingers in there and get access to that. And then on this side, we bumped up this cutout a little higher so that you can get access to both the squelch and the volume knob there. It's working out really well. I've ran this in the field and I like the design of it. And all of the frames, except for, I think, the 8 or the 7800, I think that was, I wound up making all of these 9 inches. So I had to make some modifications there because I only want to make one pack for most of the radios, the dual band radios, the 817, so that they'll all fit in the same pack system. On the pack system, there'll be different holes for ports for the mic cables, and I'll show you that when we go through the pack system. So this is the 8800 in the pack, and I put out a YouTube video, a short, just a few days ago, and I've been getting a really good response on just some of the feedback and certain things. There was the relocation brackets here. We put some silicone little caps that go over the top, so you have your BNC female, and you have the 6-pin mini DIN connector to relocate that from the back of the radio. And those just cover up real nicely just to kind of clean it up and protect those connections. This little area on the side here, I'm going to drop this down a little bit. I may wind up doing some kind of like elastic for the cables, but haven't really decided yet. But I've had some questions on the airflow, and I spoke with Yaesu directly, and these radios were meant, when they were built, to have a threshold of 140 degrees Fahrenheit, which is pretty warm when you're running these transceivers here. If you're running them consistently and you're getting to that point, you know, you do have the option to open up the bag, get access, and you get airflow and ventilation, so that, you know, things don't damage the radio from too much heat. Another option, let me just put these back on here. But you do have several options to kind of get airflow with this pack. These little Velcro tabs, these are kind of experimental. I don't know, I may have a zipper coming down here. But when you have the pack open like this, I'm kind of doing this one-handed, guys, but the strap on the flap on the top, which has these Cobra buckles and a really nice handle here, this back flap can kind of come up and attach to the back here, kind of like that, and you can kind of run this, you know, prop something up underneath, and you still have access to the back of the radio to get airflow in. So I've never ran into an issue where I've gotten the radio that hot. The tech prepper actually made a really good point too. He said most of the stuff that you're doing with the digital communications, you're kind of just getting information out and just kind of moving on to the next mode of communication, or, you know, on the go. But you do have the ability to, you know, get ventilation if needed, if you are running it that hot. And the area around the frame in the radio, you know, will provide some ventilation where the air can get in there and, you know, transfer to the radio. So there's a couple other things here we were kind of doing with the ports for the mics. I'm running, trying to go through some different options for a rubberized material that we can just kind of punch through the fabric. This one here was for, I think, the 6000, 8800, 7800. They're all roughly the same area. And the one for the 817, 818, that mic connection is a little bit thicker, so I made that hole a little bit bigger. The frame for the 817 is just a smidge narrower widthwise, which works, you know, completely fine. So this port on the bottom, that was an idea for the an extension for the power pole connection for the power, but we're working with a couple different battery manufacturers to figure out a battery pack that will Velcro right to the front here. I think in my last video I mentioned we're not going to do anything on the back of the pack now. I just want to keep that flat, streamlined, in case you need to pack it with the strap. And then we will have some kind of flat battery for the front of this thing. So it'll be a contained unit, you know, just press and go with the external ports, the relocation brackets, be able to get those communications out. But just to kind of give you an idea, that's where we're at right now. The packs, you know, I've had some people interested in some prototype models that, you know, I would consider maybe making on an individual basis if people are interested. But the radio frames, I don't want those to go to waste. So if, you know, I'm going to continue having prototypes as well, and those will be at a discounted price, just to kind of cover the cost of, you know, every time I run a new design, I have to go through the process of getting it cut and bent and fitted before we go and start placing large quantity orders. So yeah, so I hope this gave you a little bit better understanding of kind of like where we're at in the process, and some of the design changes that we've made. And at the end of the day, I don't want to see these things going to waste, you know, with the slight modifications and making certain things more accessible and deeper cuts and larger openings for certain ports. They still have a really good usable application. So you could put this in your own pack. You could run this separately without a pack. But yeah, I don't want to see them go to waste throughout the prototype process. So I'm going to be making these available at a discount on the Buy Me a Coffee site for members only. Like I said, there's just a small fee for signing up for the membership, and you'll have a discount. So if you really wanted to, you could just pay, I think it's like the $5 or something, sign up for the membership, and then you can place the order on the store there, and there'll be a discount. So you can always get a return on your money there. But it'll help support the channel and get more prototypes. The next ones we're going to be working on are the FTM 150 and the 6000. For like a lot of this size pack here is going to accommodate several radios. I think the FTM 200, the 6000, the 150, and I really like the fact that we're going to probably push the ones with the dual band dual receive first. Like the 8800, the new FTM 150. So I find more use with those with the dual band, dual receive, and operating on the two bands in coordination with each other. But we will keep adding, and the next ones we'll be working on is a little bit larger pack for the 891 and the 857. They're going to share the same, roughly the same frame size and the same pack size. And I'm kind of experimenting with some things where I'd like to kind of keep the pack as small as possible and maybe even do a relocation of the head unit on those two units just to kind of keep a compact size, because I don't think you need a full-blown pack that accommodates the entire radio. So if we're going to have a battery pack on the front, we may wind up running the head unit right above that with some kind of mounting bracket. But yeah, like, share, subscribe, and go check out our Buy Me a Coffee site, and some of this stuff will be available as we keep moving forward. So KC9TMU 73.